right, next guest can be seen on ABC's critically acclaimed new sitcom. It's like, you know, take a look at a clip from, it's like, you know.
I guess you're from New York.
Yeah. You?
Columbus, Ohio. But I've been living in LA for 8 months. Well, 9, but the first month was a mess. I couldn't find an apartment, then I lost my wallet, and then my first time on the freeway, and I just started ovulating like crazy.
And your name is?
Lauren Woods.
Please welcome A.J. Langer. Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, this is exciting. All this hype and everything, new
Yeah.
show.
Really blowing me away this time.
Really?
I've never been involved in anything that got such preliminary response. And I mean, I sat down for my first morning show. It was the day the show premiered.
Right.
And I just gotten up, and I get there, and I sit down, and they lay out like 9 newspapers in front of me.
Right.
And the show's on the cover of like each one. And for
Right.
my so-called life, it took like 5 years for the show to become popular.
Right, but that's a great show,
Yeah,
too,
that was a
My
great
So-Called Life. I want to... but the reason that this show is getting so much hype is these are the same people that brought us Seinfeld, right?
Well, Peter Melman.
Right, the same guy.
Yes.
He was one of the writers.
He was one of the writers on
Right.
Seinfeld, and he did the Yada Yada episode,
Right.
the Sponge-worthy episode, and
Right.
and he had a very strong voice with Seinfeld. And this isn't. We don't have a staff of writers. We have like we have Peter.
Just one guy.
Pretty much, just one guy. So this is his voice.
Now, you've always wanted to do this, right? Somebody told me that when you were a kid, you played Mary Poppins. Were you in a play?
No, Mary Poppins was... No, Mary Poppins wasn't an acting story.
Oh, it wasn't an acting story.
No, that was...
You are Mary Poppins?
My brother tried to convince me I was at one point in my life. I was 5 or 6, and my brother and I sat down and watched... I have a big brother.
Right.
And my brother and I sat down to watch Mary Poppins. And after the movie was done, he says to me, like he did often, "Hey, Allison, that really works.
What works?
The umbrella.
The umbrella.
It works.
The flying?
But you got to do it because you're lighter than me."
Uh-oh.
So my brother got me to go up on the 2nd floor balcony of our house outside. "You sure? I'll be right here." He said, "I'll be right here. You do it." And he really thought, the funny thing is he really thought it might work.
He did?
So
That's what he tells you.
That's what he tells me. So I opened the umbrella, and I jumped out. I landed on my feet and then right on my bum. And I
It
walked
doesn't work,
around the
does it?
back. No,
It doesn't.
I don't.
I knew it. I knew it.
But then he said, you know, and he convinced me of this because I thought maybe I just didn't have enough room. Maybe I should have jumped off like the roof
Higher.
or something.
Higher.
Yeah, because
gotta
then
get
there
right
could
back
be more
on that
opportunity
saddle.
for resistance.
Right.
Exactly.
So
No, but it turned out that
it doesn't work.
I got yelled at. It doesn't work.
You got in trouble for
I
your
got in trouble.
I don't understand
I
that.
don't know. I've had a beef with my parents ever since.
Right. Well, it never works. I have kids, too. He told me to do it. Never works.
It doesn't
Because then they
work.
give you the line, if he told you to jump off a bridge, would you?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yes. Now, you went to, you're still adventurous. You went to Costa Rica?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Costa
Costa Rica.
Rica. Costa
Because I was
Rica.
at Costco recently, and I always get
That
those two mixed up.
happens sometimes.
I get the two mixed up. Did you go by yourself?
Yeah, I just...
Why?
Why?
Don't you have friends?
No.
Oh, that's sad. Because you're always jumping
yeah,
off with an umbrella. You went there, was that fun?
Well, I ended up getting to the beach by myself, got this guy to lend me a board, but then I didn't have anybody, and I was like, is my karma good enough to ask for a great group of people to come through this area? And because there's like no tourism.
Right.
I turned my head at dinner, and there is a table of 7 surfers.
Seven
Seven
surfers.
of the most beautiful people I've ever met.
Wow.
And within an hour, we were all in the ocean. They were all naked. I was not naked. And
Okay.
then we got in a pool, and they were like doing these things where you hold your breath.
Nothing better than 7 naked surfers.
I'm telling you!
Okay? You just did.
No, they're all great guys. And the most amazing thing is, after 3 weeks together,
Right.
we come back home, and 2 of them live 5 minutes in either direction from me. We all live out here, and I was there when one of the guys had triplets, and his wife and I, well, his wife and I
He had triplets?
Yeah, he had triplets.
A guy.
His wife and I really bonded, and I was there when the babies were born, and I take care of the babies
So
so,
it wasn't
they can
much,
go
this
out.
adventure turned into a great, see, you go to parties,
Oh,
you get
well,
a part
I
in
also-
you get a part in a sitcom, you
Yeah.
go to Costa Rica, you have best friends, and you're a birthing mother.
Well,
Things
actually, no, birthing is quite interesting because my first day with these guys, I go out and I paddle out on this board that was just lent to me. I'd never been in the water, and they didn't know how much of a beginner I was.
Right.
So I was just like, all right, I'll go. You know, you grow up with a big brother, you get used to pretending like you're not scared of anything.
Right.
So I'm pretending like I'm not scared. I paddled out in 6-foot waves. I had no idea it was over a reef. And I ended up just getting thrown. I learned what
Did you
going
get-
over the falls is.
Did you get caught?
I got caught on the reef. I got cut up my knee. I walked out of the water, and I'm carrying my broken board, and I've got blood coming down from my knee,
my God.
blood coming down from the back, and I've got this big dorky smile, and these guys are like, "What planet are you from?" And I'm like,
You're just
"Yeah."
happy to be cut. Well, I'm,
Well, no, I got later on that same day. You said cut. You keep leading me on.
okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
One of the guys was cutting open a coconut using my knife.
Right.
And he cut his thumb, and I'm like, "You idiot, give me that." So
Right.
I take it, and I proceed to stab myself through the palm of my hand.
You got a cut right
Yes,
there.
this is the same day that I killed myself on the reef. And so we had to drive and find a town, which was like a half hour away, and I had to get stitches in the middle of Costa Rica. And then the next day I birthed a cow. Did you hear that? The next day I birthed a cow going on the back streets. There was a cow giving birth. I'm not kidding you.
She's not kidding us.
We pull over, and I'm looking at this cow, and I'm like, we have to stop. And she's screaming, and I'm like, I can't handle this anymore.
Really?
So I just reached in and yanked the baby out because it was going to come out on the wrong side of the barbed wire and separated from its mom in the road. So
You don't want that to happen.
We had to get it back on the other side of the fence before we left. And so I just pulled him out, and we got him back, and he stood up,
He's
and we
okay?
named him Norman.
Really? Oh, like City Slickers.
Well, I'm friends with Jenny
Norman.
Crystal, so
Oh.
I came back and I said, Jenny, guess what?
So the
I
show's
birthed
going
a cow
well?
named Norman.
You're a delight. I want to thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Langer, it's like you know, ABC Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. We'll be right back with Judith Olivia after this. Stay right where you are.